Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crops. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Explains why you're still young. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be appreciated, honest.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just Whoa, Miss Parvati.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick...
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town. Well, what I meant... Sorry, I just wasn't... Fact is, I've been... Well, I'll take all the help I can get. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering?
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. No kidding. Really? Well, look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum I appreciate you going through all... In fact, I put aside... Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands. What's on your mind? Couple months. This can't... I owe them my life. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I mean, I was incompetent.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean,
Fancy duds. Do the tubes get in your way? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe was always obsessed with this cereal. Masked marketeer. A scion. Shame she up and vanished when... You sound like some type of... The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, she called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater. I have been called that, among other things.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such...
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? Are you staying long? You should try some of my... No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe... The soil around the Vale went sour years ago. But the secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with no... So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the... It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once the home in which we spent our lives has left us behind. And Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold dog. Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is care. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the canneries. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our... Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire... You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out... You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to space. All anyone ever does is toil over a can. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far. Great work.
Stand and deliver! Always wanted to say that.
Ah! Gotta hurt.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of... You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the cook... I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one... I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with... Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle... Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy of the Mass Marketeer? Why didn't you say so? I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Gone quiet. I'm ready for this!
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
Place you get.
Something got you down?
Nothing.
Had your rations yet?
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Wow!
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger, mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider. Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna with... Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna But, and this is something we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. Go ahead. Can we not? Talking about unpleasant... If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, it is not. Spacer's choice. That I cannot say. There was no moment, but in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse. Corporate doesn't like us using... I believe plague is a...
This is where the magic happens. Well, but it still happens.
Wish we had some better rations.
Just the way it goes, I suppose. Any luck finding one of those men? No kidding. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd 2 whole data...
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard strangers. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands. Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
Anything else I can do for you? Getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are. Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the Vale. People around here lack the strength to effect change. Or they have the strength, but not the will. You seem to have both. A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows with it. This is my home. It will be. That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one. We had a store of medicine locked away. But Reed refused to treat him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings. A fish rots from the head down. I do not blame the town. I blame the leader. I'm listening. That's not but we must remember that being lost is the first step in discovering yourself. This is the old botan. Are you not feeling well? Ought to lay your head down if you're running fever. Are you talking about Where did you say you were from? Is that a new settlement of some kind? I haven't kept news from outside the Vale. Oh, you're Now I'm convinced you're You ought to try some of my purgative tea. Maybe Listen, don't you worry about what I think. That's not important. Worry about what the board... No, but the board may have reason to fear you. You carry on about coming here from another world, and people will talk. Talk leads to questions. Ask enough questions, and I'm listening. I'm listening.
Any luck finding what's on your mind? Couple months. I owe them my...
I don't know what you did to talk some sense in...
always wanted to poke around in here.
Halt.
Look out!
Unexpectedly.
Oh! Something else! Down they go!
You hungry? We got caned ribs. Something I can help you with? Fresh off the...
The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Searching
ready.
for
That's the last of them!
Halt. Performing.
Here they come! We're pretty good at this! Oh, you got that?
Halt.
Here we go. Got it. Inside voices. I'm ready for this. That's the last of them.
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems. Operation. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice. All systems fully operational. Hostile actions towards spacer's choice. Mechanic in compliance with spacer's choice policy. Bald affirmative.
No, just leave me alone. No, just leave me alone. No, just leave me alone. Go away, Phantom. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram. You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple... I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with... You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an integral. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing... Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanics. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal.
Nicely done. Mind steam. You're liable to get scalded.
First terminated. Processing.
Watch out!
Beginning.
We made it.
Exiting security enforcement mode.
Here they come! Roy's hit! Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to but the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big pap. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. I hate to say it, but sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow.
I'm listening.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider. Go ahead. That you were not... I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just... Script... Yes, we have lost good work. Losing Adelaide... Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced... Go ahead. It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I wish you wouldn't say things like that. Yes, when I stand, we are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. This loyalty's got... I'm trying... Times change. Go ahead. That you were... I admit the fault was mine. Nature is ugly. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. Losing... Space... Ever since Adelaide left. My offer remains Thank... Head into the plant. Remember that you are representing your...
I'm listening.
Something I can help you with?
What is it?
I think you did the rightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater. That's on account of how I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. Could be. Reckon I'll never know. He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the... If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help... You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but real machine? The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Food's bound to spoil at this rate.
I know, I'm trying to think.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to this is all you're doing. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they... You go talk, and you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather you offering to cross Reed off. Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer-free. I have got a means to keep...
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them? Then we are at an impasse. Steward, I am not perfect. I have made my... I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may... I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. You are disparaging our parent. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat saltuna here. I don't understand. You say the soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own... You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after it's... So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my... If I leave town, I'm as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then my life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be...
Look at that. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson. Suppose it's time our flock made up. You're vexing to me, you know? You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting. I need some time to get...
One of us want to go see what happened?
What happened? Sprat fell into a trap. Marauders can't see us in the dark. Didn't think she'd go back so long as Reed was... If Adelaide's...
Don't see why Thomas... Something I can help you with?
How do you expect me to enjoy the adventures of the masked marketeer with no power?
I need some time to gather my personals. I need some time to gather my personals.
I'm glad Adelaide's coming back to town with us. With Reed gone, we're gonna need her leadership.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Keep your wits about you.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Never liked Reed much.
Standing around the campfire is nice and all, until one of us starts singing. Something I can help? Nothing. Nothing. With the power gone, we've got to conserve.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Keep your wits about you.
Keep your wits.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Few more nights like this and we're all turning feral.
Never seen the Vale lit up like this before. You beat that scout to scrap with it. In fact, feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand. Fun. Times. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of 0G to your memory. Go on.
What's eating you? Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module.
Soldier, you're a so this is I would reward you of the resistance, but